All right, we're going to go live here. Hello, YouTube. Happy Sunday. How are you guys doing? Good? All right. Ladies and gentlemen, the biggest Chinese earnings week is ahead. What you could do to prepare, how to trade it intraday, and do you even have to trade at all to make money trading? I am Mark Melnick, and this is the Newsbeat Show. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Newsbeat Show. I have so many great things to talk about. We have a very big Chinese earnings week ahead, and have you ever actually considered automation on your trades? It should be very interesting, and we're going to discuss that and so much more. But first, by watching the show, you're agreeing to hold me, Mark Melnick, and T3 Live, harmless, not responsible for anything portrayed on the show. If you don't agree to that, kindly exit this video, and if you do agree, just continue watching. So, okay, we're going to start off with some of the Chinese names this week, and I think you have JD.com, you have Baba Double Y, the Luckin Coffee, that big mover recently. We're going to just take it right over to the charts right here and just go over everything. And I wanted to discuss a little bit about the Baba earnings. I mean, this is a very interesting thing because China has been claiming throughout this trade war that their economy is doing fine and everything has been going well. Of course, it's definitely social posturing on both sides of the table. I think everybody could agree with that. But really, is China suffering? Is China suffering? And we're going to really get, or should get, a good heads up this week with companies like Alibaba because this is going to be a very big thing. Now, Alibaba. The thing with Alibaba is they are very famous for beating on earnings per share. I mean, Alibaba, I honestly don't even recall the last time they missed on earnings per share. Probably happened last quarter, earnings quarter, they announced on May 15th. I'm just going to take you right over there to May 15th, and it was just right over here. You could see the company, gapped up just a couple dollars and change, popped up a little, pulled in. Let's see what they announced because we all know that they were going through this entire trade war and everything. I do find it hilarious. The one thing which makes me think that this is maybe one of probably the largest Chinese manipulated country on the planet. Company, not country. The country is China manipulating Baba. And this is not any conspiracy theory BS, but do you find it awkward on their last earnings report how Baba did not mention the US China trade war? As if it were not even worth mentioning. The fact that imports into the United States from China could be costing more money. I found that extremely shady on Alibaba. Last time they announced $1.28 per share. That's ahead of the 96 cents expected. They made $13.93 billion dollars. That's ahead of the 13.32 billion expected. One has to assume one has to assume that they will be making less money. So they actually did sort of mention the Chinese US China trade war, but not in the way in which you would hope for. So this is exactly what they said. They said the US China trade talks put Alibaba on the right side of all issues on the table. I don't even know where to begin. The word disagree would be the understatement of the century to that. I could not disagree more with that. Alibaba says they're set up to benefit from growing imports into China. Fair enough. I could agree with that statement. They said on scale, access to Chinese consumers is unrivaled through Alibaba. It says China's commitment to purchase more American products means China will become a net importing country over the next several years. Now, here is the hilarious part of that sentence. They're saying that China is going to become a net importing country over the next several years. I guess it depends on how you define the word several. Is several like 20 to 30? Is several like 40? I guess that could be several people, could be 50, 100 people, right? They said the word several, and you know, I think that's a little bit of a bold statement to say China's become a net importing country. Now, we all know what happened with the US China trade war, and this is very important to understand what's going to happen with BABA here. Is that basically what they've been saying on their last earnings report ended up not really panning out because China said they canceled all their imports of, the US agriculture deal. The deal was to import more US agriculture. Now they just walked away from that. Now, at the same time, Alibaba doesn't really sell produce. You don't really buy your vegetables, your stuff that US farmers would sell. You don't really buy that on Alibaba. I'm not sure how many of you have been to Alibaba before. I've been on the website. It's basically cheap access to the most part, it's cheap access to Chinese factories. You could create your own product. You could buy things in bulk. You could reach out to these factories, and the whole point is to buy it there and either sell it on eBay, sell it on Amazon over here, and charge more and be the middleman. I mean, Alibaba, people don't realize what they're not mentioning is how many American jobs Alibaba has created because there are people who make a living just buying things from the factories that post stuff on Alibaba and just selling it here in America on, on Amazon or eBay or other service for a much higher price. And I know one of my friends is making over like a few $1 million a year just doing that, just sits there. He'll take any product. For example, like he'll take a tumbler. This is a funny true story. He'll take a tumbler, and everybody's heard of the Yeti tumbler, but he'll find this Chinese factory who'll use the same, structure, steel, this, that, and put his own brand on it and charge you 75% less than a Yeti tumbler. And they'll just sell out like hotcakes. People will look for he'll literally create the generic brand. Um, to compete with some of the things that sell very hotly on eBay and Amazon, such as a Yeti tumbler. The point I'm bringing out is this is going to show the true end result of how the U.S. and China have been faring. Now, we all know how the U.S. has been faring throughout this whole trade war, and not really surprisingly, was not really too well. I mean, we did fall. You can't really look at this market and say we're bearish. Yes, I do see we're underneath moving averages and things like that. And people, I believe, like to oversimplify things in an environment like this. But walking into next week, I think we're going to have a real clear sign for the health of China. We're going to get a real clear sign of how healthy China is. I could tell you right now, if Alibaba puts out rosy projections, I would actually question the honesty and legitimacy of the entire company because they have to be suffering. They have to be suffering. And they the funny part is when they did mention the US China trade war, they said you're going to be on the right side of all the issues on the table. That's just a lie. That is just simply a lie. They say they're not concerned about slowing China exports affecting GDP growth. They're not concerned. You are not concerned about slowing China exports when your entire business model, the structure of Alibaba as a company is Chinese factories paying garbage low wages to workers who can produce low to medium quality products and sell them way cheaper than you could in most places in Europe, United States. I don't know about Mexico so much. Cheaper in Canada, cheaper in the Middle East. You can actually produce these products much cheaper. So to say that they're not concerned about Chinese exports is by far the craziest thing. That's like cuckoo talk. That's like, if you remember with AMD, my issue with Lisa Su is when she said that her company wouldn't be affected by cryptocurrency, it's not being affected positively by the cryptocurrency boom, and that it didn't matter to her. And then, of course, I watched the company go from 33 to $16 all the way back up as they're doing new technology away from cryptocurrency. People don't really buy video cards anymore to mine cryptocurrency. There are very few crypto miners out there. It was a very big boom. There's a lot of money to be made on it. Now, you don't really have people mining Bitcoin anymore because, for the most part, the electricity to mine a Bitcoin is more expensive than buying the Bitcoin straight up. Reason why, again, I'm bringing this up is just back to Alibaba. I don't want to jump all over the table here, but, you know, China did come out and say that they have no problem exporting things still. I am phenomenally skeptical about this entire thing. I think you have to have a you know, what's the nicest way of saying brass basketballs? Uh, you just have to have some phenomenal conviction to want to be an owner of any Chinese publicly traded company here. I think it's a little different. Like, for example, if you wanted to own a Luckin Coffee, I don't know what their numbers will look like, but this makes sense to me. This makes sense. Especially, you have to understand during this time, Chinese patriotism is going to be at a high. The government, I mean, it's a communist government. As soon as we have issues with the USA turns into the bad guys, Luckin Coffee into the good guys. And if they wanted to buy Luckin Coffee over Starbucks in this case, I could see business flowing in. Remember, we were the same people who predicted accurately that Starbucks was going to crush it on earnings and maybe even get to $100. Believe it or not, that prediction actually, part of it came wrong. We never hit $100, but we hit 99.72. It was close enough. I see Luckin Coffee. They're reporting you'll be able to trade it on Wednesday. I'm not sure if I'll check if they're reporting Tuesday after the close or Wednesday morning. But this is another Chinese coffee company. You have Double Y, Chinese dating site. Ouch, this one has been in a lot of pain recently. We have Walmart reporting this week. I know you might be sitting here thinking, well, what does this have to do with the whole China thing? A lot, because a lot of stuff in Walmart is made in China. And yes, Walmart will have to be paying more money to bring in those made in China products. So, again, I just remember a lot of the tariffs are coming in September. So it's going to be very interesting to see the projections because even if the numbers remain good, even if they say, all right, we're putting, US is putting a 25% tariff on $300 billion in Chinese goods in September, that doesn't really hurt them now. But for future projections, if they're going to have to be very delusional to just go ahead and, discount that and say, no, we're not worried about it. Like, we're not worried about paying more for the same products we're selling. Like, what are you going to do? Jack up the price to the consumer and hope that you get as many sales? They're playing with a very slippery slope. So it will be interesting. I'm going to have a private video with the Newsbeat Live members after this and go over it. I just wanted to share some of my thoughts with you, and I wanted to talk about automation. And I don't have anything available here, but I've been speaking to a lot of people who have been taking the Newsbeat strategies or algorithmic. It's funny when we call them algorithmic strategies. What does algorithmic strategy mean? I couldn't write an algorithm if my life depended on it. I could barely spell the word algorithm. I can spell the word code, but I don't know how to code. So, what does algorithmic strategies really mean? Well, they're strategies that were designed to make money based on robots in the market. They were designed to make money on robots in the market. That's why when you see some of our support and resistance levels, they're just phenomenally accurate. Like we're calling the bottom of the queue, spiders, S&P, and it's frequent enough. I'm not right 100% of the time. Nobody is. I'll never do videos that just show you, all the great things that I do in the world. I like to give you guys a mix of everything. But at the same time, you just have to realize that these algorithmic strategies are able to be automated. So that's why I started off the video actually telling you guys, what if you didn't have to trade to make money as a trader? You would just be hiring a robot for you. So what I've been thinking of doing, I just right now, it doesn't exist. What I like to do before I come out, you know, honestly, I'm a very feel-based person. I don't have the full structure ahead of time, but I just wanted to get a feeling from you guys. How many of you guys would be interested in actually doing algorithmic trading, automated, fully automated trading where, um, and again, I'm not signing people up. I'm just asking how many people would be interested in that. And then what I would do is I would make it automated to a certain point where you could say, all right, I want this to be the one and done. I want this. I want you to try one and done on these 10 names today. I want you to try a Mark 5 on these 5 names today if they set up properly. And then you would just simply write in the names, and then they would just go ahead and trade for you. How many people would be interested in that? Absolutely, Diana. Yeah, it obviously, it's not as complex as it sounds, but it's not as easy as it sounds. It is pretty easy. It's easier than harder. And BC, pretty much what you do every day. That's exactly what and I spoke to other people as well, BC, about that. So we do have traders in the room who are successful traders doing this right now. We have traders who are trading without trading. All they do is plug in the Newsbeat names and I don't know what, collect a check every day, week, month. I mean, if do you, how is your consistency ratio on that, BC? If you don't mind me asking. And what we're going to also do is we're going to create more algorithmic strategies so we could automate even more things. And I think it's getting to the point where so many traders talk about speed and the time in the market. Pretty good. You'd have to look back to give solid numbers. Okay, but obviously very successful. Still tweaking. You always have to tweak it. That's part of algorithmic trading. So I wanted to get to the point where traders would be able to fund an account at whatever brokerage that the algorithm could run and just literally plug in the algorithm and have it automated. TradeStation and NinjaTrade are easy to code. NinjaTrade can execute to interactive brokers. There you go. I don't think the brokerage is really that big of a deal. I mean, it is a big deal because you need compatibility issues. But the point is, I just wanted to see the interest from the community. So write in, how many of you guys would be interested in something that's automated trading? I can't talk about the results. I can't talk about anything because I am not currently running it. I'm actually just trying to stem up potential interest and see where we go. And you have to realize a lot of the things in the Newsbeat live room, we've stemmed up interest and never did. And there's a lot of things in the Newsbeat live room in which we've stemmed up interest and we did, like our NBL news flow. How phenomenal is that? How much value was that added? We've been talking about it for a while. Finally went through. So I always try to bring more value to people. I think putting traders in a situation where they can actually profit. The issue, again, on Wall Street is the majority of traders fail. I don't even think it's bold anymore at all to say that we're probably the most consistent room on Wall Street in terms of actively profitable traders. But how do we get everybody on board? And just so you know, if you think it's a boast or trying to sound cocky, never. I have dedicated a large portion of my life. I've dedicated about a third of my life as a stock trading broadcaster to accomplish this. I failed before. I used to run rooms where the vast, 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 vast majority of people fail. And that is pretty much, hold on, hold on 1 second. Um, and test it a lot. All right. So, so here we have somebody who makes money with the algorithmic strategies, and I'm sorry, I have to share your disclaimer for YouTube and Facebook to hear. BC. He's saying that I am a knuckle dragger fireman by trade. I'm not a tech guy. And that, I think, just summed up the entire sentence. I am a knuckle dragger fireman by trade. This is not some computer nerd who graduated an Ivy League college. This is somebody who services his community, saves lives, and has successfully algorithmically coded the Newsbeat strategies. So what I want to do is I want to share the wealth, and it's enough volume where, with the names that we choose, we're not taking, sub $10 names, sub $5 names. Um, we're not doing something where we're going to move the market. I mean, the names we trade, like a Baba and a Walmart and things like that, can be, you know, infinitely growable. Now, there's a lot of stuff on the internet that allows you to code your own strategies, and there's a lot of programs on the internet that sell you these algorithmic coding. The big difference that I want to do in this is I want mine to be consistently profitable. So a lot of them fail out there. A lot of people blow out there using those things. I don't want you to think like I'm a revolutionary, like I'm some, I don't know, oracle of this sort of business. It's already here. It's already out there. But the difference is if I were to release something, if in the future, potentially, it would be it would be something that I felt was special. It would be something that I felt would get traders to that next level. And I'm not exactly sure how I would structure it. Would we charge for the program? Would we give it for free just to help people and then just give them the Newsbeat live names and just have them plug it in and make money? I mean, making money in the market really is not that difficult. It really is easy. The question just always comes down to what are you making and how much risk do you want to, how much risk do you want to throw on the table to make whatever money that you made? And that's what I'm gonna do. Okay. So I'm gonna work with what we're gonna discuss now is we're gonna go into how we're looking to trade the names this week. We're gonna try to set up a Newsbeat challenge here. Again, I know you guys loved the last Newsbeat challenge. Again, be part of the room. Be part of the room. There's so many people who are following us on YouTube, and I try to bring you so much value. The thing is, I'm afraid even to give you guys the challenge through YouTube because I'll give you an example. Like, for example, like on Tuesday, let's say on Tuesday I give you Walmart, and you might be saying, well, okay, well, Mark wants to trade, Walmart. Mark wants to trade Walmart this week as a Newsbeat challenge name. The problem is most of you guys wouldn't know how to go about it because most of you guys haven't learned, taken the courses, and aren't following us in real time. This week is going to be very easy to make money as of Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Same thing like last challenge. Like I left Monday out. I'm not sure about Monday. Monday may or may not be good. I have my doubts, but Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday are going to be good trading days. We're going to be going over with the Newsbeat room everything that we're doing again to remain consistently profitable. But, definitely write in the comment section if this is something that you find intriguing. And please let me know if you don't find it intriguing to have an automated robot working for you. That's really what it is at the end of the day. You have a robot working for you. The robot has no emotions. The robot didn't have a bad day. The robot didn't get into a fight with their loved one, their husband, their wife, their girlfriend, their boyfriend. The robot didn't do that. The robot wasn't hungry. The robot didn't need to use the bathroom. The robot didn't need to make a phone call. Think about that. The robot wasn't tired from a night out drinking. So this is, as I continue to strive to ensure that the most amount of traders as possible can live their dreams being consistently profitable. That is what makes us different out there. And I'll tell you, and I'll throw myself under the bus again, I definitely was not that person before. I've always tried to help people with this, job, so to speak. I say so to speak because I truly and genuinely enjoy helping people. That when you love your work, what is the word? Love your job and you'll never have to work another day of your life. So that's why I sort of phrase it like that. But really, the goal of all these videos, again, I could show you strategies, I could pitch you education, I could pitch you for a lot of things, perhaps. But the bottom line is, I just want you to be a successful trader, and I will continue to keep fighting for you because what happens a lot is a lot of you traders out there, you don't realize it, but you're one stone throw away from becoming a consistently profitable trader. So I hope through videos like this and just throwing you like some value here and there that it just, even if it just slightly elevates you, even a tenth of 1%, you become as a better trader. Whatever it is, it's a building process. And if I can, help build that structure around you and actually get you to that point, it's the greatest job on the planet. I wake up every day, I'm excited to trade. I make money just about every single day. It's a very humbling, phenomenal experience. And I really, truly believe that everybody could get there, especially if I can. I know that sounds, the funny thing is, like, if I can do it, anyone can do it. I really believe that if anybody could do it if they put in the work and they learn. So that's what we're doing here. But let me know in the comment section if automated trading, consistent, I can't give results. They don't exist. But potentially, I wouldn't release it if I didn't feel they were consistently profitable either. Then it just wouldn't exist, right? Let me know if that's something that interests you. Let me know if that's something you want me to push forward with. And if it is that something that you want me to push forward with, leave a comment in this description. Say, Mark, I'd be intrigued to find out more about something like this. Or if you're not interested in it, you're like, Mark, no, I'm a manual trader forever. Don't even want to deal with this BS. Put that in. I really want to feel your reactions to this. The way I see it is because I'm going to inevitably do it on many degrees as well. What I'm going to do is I'm going to do both. I'm going to end up doing both. I'm going to have robots working for me and me working for me. And I think that's going to be a very big thing. I could set up charities. I could set up robots that work to make the world better. I know robots got such a negative tone. Oh, robots are going to come in and they're going to flip burgers and fry our fries, and we're going to lose so many of those jobs and automated checkouts, and we're going to lose more jobs and more jobs. How about this? What if having a robot work for you only takes money away from the big Wall Street hedge funds and the big Wall Street tier one firms that run these robots, like Goldman Sachs? Nobody knows Goldman Sachs makes most of their money just running robots. They think they give good, investment advice to their clients, perhaps, but let's just be real. That's how they make most of their money. So you could do a lot of good in the world, and anybody who makes money and is in a blessed and financially privileged situation should always seek out to try to do good to others, because I humbly believe that the majority of traders, I would bet that, and I guess I am betting since I spend this time with you, I would bet that just about, not all, you can never say 100%, but just about 100% of you, 99, 98, whatever the number is percent, I would bet that you guys, if you were able to make money trading and take care of your bills and the people around you, I guarantee you, just about all of you would want to give money to charity. And that's how you make the world a better place. I can only give so much, but if I start a movement of people who are finding financial security by doing this, At the end of the day, we could create win-win situations for not just you and your family and the loved ones and your dependents, but for the entire planet. That is my dream. That is my vision. That is why I run the Newsbeat Live Room right here at T3 Live. Hope you guys enjoyed the Newsbeat show. Happy trading, make money. I'll see you guys tonight again on the Newsbeat show. And soon in the Newsbeat Live Room and tomorrow morning on the Newsbeat live trading broadcast. I'm going to be in a lot of places. Have a wonderful, wonderful Sunday.